Ooh.
Yeah, we're live. And where the hell is the one other person that I know I invited? I sent him the fucking link, and he's
Purp.
hassling us to get off the other stream, to get over to this stream. And then who's the first person in the chat here? It's Purp. After party. What is this? Studio 54? No, it's not Studio 54. It's just a regular freaking after
Zod.
party. Where the hell are you?
Hey, Jayne. And then Kaffe.
Jayne Davis is here. Apparently, it's pronounced, from what I'm told, Kaffe.
Kaffe. So Kaffe,
Uh-huh.
Kaffe. Oh my.
Uh-huh.
Lemon pie.
I just
Hello.
say one.
Zod is. He's telling Zod to go pass out.
I mean, he's got to throw up first, doesn't he?
That's true.
I feel
And
like
then he has
that's
to
what's
lick it
supposed
up
to
like a
happen.
dog, according to Bitch Unicorn.
Again, so there's hardly anybody watching, but it's got, what, 14, 15 likes or something like that already. That's hilarious. At least to me.
Hi, Stone Cold Jeremy's here. Hello.
What's up, Stone Cold Jeremy?
Never, he says, LOL. That's Zod.
I sent him to myself from the fandom zone.
Your mirror self. Oh my, it's Mirror PB.
Mirror? Oh.
Yeah, like Star Trek, like Mirror Spock, Mirror Universe.
How long
Spock.
you been sitting back there while I've been bitching?
I was here for like at least an hour. I feel
I know
45
that's
minutes.
mostly untrue.
Right. Oh my
yeah.
god.
So what's up, Purp?
What up? What up? Chilling on this late night. I was watching something on Netflix.
Wait. You were watching something? You can't just say the name of it?
It's called The One. It's like essentially, this chick creates this dating app, or not, like, yeah, and it connects you based off of like your DNA. So that's kind of scary. Yeah, that's all I'll say right now.
That's weird.
Interesting. Is it, hold on, follow-up question. It has nothing to do with the show per se. Is it an English show or is it dubbed?
Did not check, but it seems like it's in English. You got people speaking British and stuff. So,
Yeah, it's super English. It's so English. Everyone's got a Cockney accent. Freaking hilarious.
This is kind of weird. I'm not used to this. Like you hosting. This is abnormal.
What? Why? Because you're used to being able to push the host around?
Yeah.
I know that happens.
Oh no, it's all coming together. Oh. Kaffe.
I was getting around to it.
I was like, you're getting some wrench anger, if you will.
I know. She deserves a wrench. I know her outside of YouTube. That guy don't deserve a wrench. He ain't getting no wrench. Nah, man. Do you have any idea how much havoc he could cause with a wrench?
You talking about Zod?
Yeah, Zod goes, this son of a bitch shows up here, but not in the fandom zone. Fuck. Must be talking about you, Purp.
Hey, I showed up for at least 100 different streams, so I did my time.
I feel like you're putting it mildly. Only 100? You've got to be over 100.
Something like that. But I did my time.
I'm sorry, I missed your show on Wednesday. I was supposed to go by and I ended up.
Man, it was a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
We talked about WandaVision.
Oh, okay.
We didn't get to talk about. Did you watch WandaVision?
I have not finished it yet, so that probably worked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. There were a couple other people that were watching that were like, okay, I didn't watch it yet either, and I don't want any spoilers, so I will not be watching the second half of this stream.
Right.
Like, well, that's what happens when you talk about shows and people haven't watched them yet. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought it was good. It wasn't the greatest Marvel thing that I ever seen, but it wasn't Captain Marvel.
Jayne told Zod that his purpose in life is to introduce people to PB.
I mean, that's smart. That would be a good idea on his end. A very good idea. Why did he say 200? What about 200?
Anime Bro
what?
I don't know. I think he's talk about what I was saying.
Oh, how many shows? No, he's saying that we did 200 shows. Yeah, but Purp wasn't on all the shows there, Zod. Yep.
I think that I need to renegotiate my contract, Zod. You know. And now you're monetized now, so yeah. It's not extortion,
Yeah,
but
he's making those pennies hand over fist.
it's not extortion, but you know.
All you got to do is pay him to have him on your channel. I'm not monetized, so I'm paying him everything that I bring in. We'll split it 3 ways.
Yeah.
And if Zod decides to come onto the panel, we can split it 3 ways. I feel like that's fair.
I think that's fair enough. Yes, you're very giving. That's very charitable of you.
I mean, it's very charitable. I mean, have you ever went on to Twitter? Just went on to it just for a leisurely look about your notifications, and you go, oh, here's something I can just respond to, one-off thing. And you literally respond to one thing, and you're scrolling to the next thing. You don't even make it to the next thing. It's what, 2-3 likes away, something like that. They're usually not too far. And you get a phone call. It prevents all of your future scrolling. You go, why are you calling me, guy?
Oh, God.
Why would you call me on the day of the show? Like, everything that you're going to talk to me about now, we're going to talk about later.
Right.
I have an idea, PB. You just gave me an idea. Well, it's for you, but you know, I like this that you're, you know, streaming and stuff. So why not do a pop culture podcast?
But what would I talk about? Myself?
Pop culture.
Yeah, that's me.
God. Fell into that real fast, Purp. I was like, uh-oh.
You just gave me a answer.
That would be one hell of an ego stroke of a podcast. Great idea.
Oh, God. The whole
here's an ego stroke. Call it the Pop Culture Podcast.
Ooh.
Oh, my. The Pop Culture Podcast. Yeah?
I'll add that extra E to be proper so people pronounce it right.
Oh, my God. Jayne in chat said that she is your first groupie, PB.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Apparently, I got the voice of an angel.
Aw, that's so sweet.
I haven't had anybody give me a comment that said that they would listen to me read the dictionary, though. Haven't had a comment like that.
Jesus Christ. Fuck, man. I was like, what?
Especially out of somebody who showed up for the first time ever?
Yes. Random comments in chat. I was like, what? That's right, Squirrel. I want you to read me the dictionary. Okay. Okay, hot stuff. Yeah. I can think of a word. Oh, God. Oh, my. Jayne says, so damn sexy. It makes my toes tingle. Oh, my.
And that's what I'm told.
You know, I just watched this video about Nickelodeon and what's his name, Dan Snyder. Oh. I don't want to say nothing about toes.
You're talking about the football team owner, Dan Snyder?
No, I'm talking about Nickelodeon.
Yeah, the creepy guy, right? Yeah, the pedo guy.
So there's a rich white guy that owns Nickelodeon, and it's a different rich white guy that owns the Redskins?
he doesn't own Nickelodeon. He was like a producer and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's just a producer. Okay. I
And he
don't
was
know
kind of
anything
like,
about Nickelodeon.
he's like isn't he a convicted pedophile?
Something like that. They got a bunch of convicted pedophiles over there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that didn't narrow it down. I'm like, isn't he a convicted pedophile? You're like, which one? It's terrible. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That guy's, he's dirty.
Even the creator of, I found out some news about the, well, not news, but some backstory on the dude that made Ren and Stimpy. He's a creep too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's into some really nut shit.
Oh, hello, Lily.
Hello, Lily Potter.
Is that Lily Potter from Harry Potter? Isn't that Harry's mother?
What now?
That might be. You're the Harry
Wait
Potter
a second.
fanatic there.
Yeah, I don't know
He
nothing
knows.
about Harry Potter other than he's got a scar on his head. He wears glasses and he holds a stick.
That's crazy that you've lived 30 plus years on this earth and you never watch Harry Potter. That's just like.
I've watched the movie. I probably watched the first movie like a dozen times. It's pretty good.
I don't like them, but I watched all of them. So what does that say? I don't know.
It says that you were watching it with someone else.
Some of them, yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Never mind. Yep.
I was going to say, I find it hard to believe that if you didn't like any of them, you would sit down and be like, well, nobody's around. Time to put on Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, the beef. I sat down and watched him with the beef because he likes Harry Potter. So
that Potter's fire, so underrated.
And Lily Potter says yes, that is who she's named after, and she says yes, and she loves that you're a Harry Potter fan.
If that's the case, then Lily Potter is supposed to be dead.
This is an alter. This is an alter universe, though. You know.
She just said she was named after, not that she was the person.
I know. That's like Lily Potter's dead, though.
Trying to make it into a snuff film in the chat.
Oh, I missed this comment. I like this comment. This is hilarious. Did you see this, Purp? Lemon Pie said, Zod makes his own toes tingle.
That's disgusting.
There was something that Lemon said earlier. Oh God, where is it? And I got to scroll. Okay? It's at the very top here. It says, Lemon Pie says Zod has an ad for chewing dip that pays him 10 cents per run.
Somebody actually knows that. That's funny.
So he chews. What type of tobacco does Zod chew?
I don't know. I would guess it's cheap ass tobacco.
That's true.
I got no idea. Like, if he's smart, he drives to some reservation in Milwaukee and buys it, which means he probably buys it at the local Quick Trip.
So he's shaking people down.
What is a Quick Trip?
My God.
It's kind of like a Circle K. It's like a Circle K or 7-Eleven, Stripes, whatever.
That's right. He's out east. He has no idea what it is. It's just it's a gas station that has all kinds of stuff inside of it. They got a whole bunch of hot food options, and then they sell a whole bunch of produce.
That sounds like, just based off the name and where it's located, it's like that gas station that you stop at in a horror movie where the guy warns you, and he looks like PB most of the time. Go down this road at night. Don't do this, but then they do it anyways. So,
hi, Sandy. Oh my
God. Hello,
God.
Sandy.
Yeah, you're right, though. Most Quick Trips are kind of, depending at, the ones I've seen have always been shady as hell.
Is Quick Trip, it's open 24 hours a day, so you just pull in there, you send the one person in, the other person stays in the car, and you make your drug deal, right? Isn't that what they're there for?
Yeah, that's the way it feels. Every time you go, there's always stuff going on in those parking lots, man. There's always somebody. You're like, they're busy.
I wish now that it came up that I had the link readily shareable, that apparently there is some woman going around to all of the quick trips in Wisconsin. And she's just, I don't know if she's on Facebook or Twitter or wherever she's making a note of this. She's just going around to say that she's visited all of them. And the guys
Why?
on the radio that I don't know, because she ain't got nothing better to do and the state isn't locked down.
Oh, that's why I need to lock that bitch down.
Like, I don't know why you just, hey, I got nothing better to do, so I'm going to drive around to random gas stations to buy milk. I
would
fucking know.
if I was like an asshole, which that would be, and I ran those areas, I'd be like, we need to put this woman under lockdown and just ruin her journey to quick trips. I'd be like, stop it. This is why we can't have nice things, you crazy bitch. Because then you're gonna end up with all these, like, you know what I mean, like copycat people doing this and like going to all these different convenience stores with their video cameras, walking around going, look at me, I'm getting like cheese. It's like 6 days old.
It better be aged cheddar. It can be way more than 6 days old then.
Because it's gonna be some nacho shit. You know what it is. You know what I'm talking about. It's
gotcha.
Plaster.
The nacho cheese.
Ugh.
They definitely got a nacho cheese machine there. That's for sure. Every one of them. Yeah, it is good, but not when it's been in the machine for 6 days. Like if you're just moving drugs outside of your quick trip instead of stuff inside of your quick trip, that cheese is going to get stale. You don't want stale cheese. That's bad.
Starts growing mold.
I'm an expert.
Shit. But bad mold because it's not real
bad
cheese.
Mold. It's not real cheese. It's liquid, so you don't know where that mold is going. It's not like you can just cut it off the outside of the liquid. Oh yeah, we'll just scoop that mold off the top. It's fine, everybody. There's none on the inside.
Put that on put that on one of those hot dogs that's been rolling in there for like I don't know how long.
Oh, see, when I lived with my sister, there was a quick trip in town, and I never got any of the hot dogs or brats or anything that was on that roller. Even if I just seen them put it out there, I was like, you know what? I'll just get a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza's safe.
Like we have Stripes here, and that's like our quick, they have quick trips here too, but we have Stripes, and yeah, I like, there's some fancy ones I like. I was like, all right.
I'm the same way when I like walk into 7-Eleven. The only thing I get from 7-Eleven is their cookies. Their cookies are phenomenal. Whoever makes their cookies is either putting crack cocaine in them or something that just makes them addictive.
Whose cookies? 7-Eleven?
Yeah. Fire. We warm them up. Fire.
Yep. They have like, I don't know if this is right, but I think those are like the Otis Spunkmeyer brand, like the ones they bake and bake, the pre-made stuff. I think that's what brand that is. I think it is. I don't remember right now, but they are delicious, and yeah.
Yeah, so going in there, like, because the 7-Eleven, well, most 7-Elevens now, they all sell, like, pizza and wings and stuff. Like, I'm just always wondering, like, every time I go in there, I'm like, I wonder how long this has been sitting out here.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I feel like the answer is always too long.
Mm-hmm. See, like with Wawa, they you go in there, you can actually they label like the date and time.
See, that's good.
Okay.
Because in that way, you know if you're going to die right away or if it's going to be short.
How long has this piece of pizza been growing the mold? Because if it's only been 30 minutes, I'll chance it.
That's
fresh. Could always use a little penicillin. That's never hurt anybody that's not allergic to it. I have to say it that way because my wife's allergic to it. She's like, well, there's mold on this. I can't touch it. And then she goes, oh, shit, I touched it. I was like, oh, my God. Why did you go close to it? Like, that is literally a deadly fucking object, and you went close to it. Like, I'm not that far away. You said it had mold on it. I was like, okay, I'll come take care of the mold, or else it will murder you. So I don't need to deal with that. Like, dealing with a little bit of mold is a lot easier than dealing with an entire dead human.
Right.
Like, my God. And Jayne Davis said, I'm eating cheese with crackers right now. Or with, what the hell is that? Cabanossi?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you pronounce that word?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to see if Jayne...
I have no idea what that is. That's some Australian thing.
Cabanossi, isn't that a wine? Or maybe I'm
I
wrong.
mean,
That's how
I
out
have
of
no
date I
idea
am.
what it is. All I know is that she's in Australia. That's all I know. So if it's something
Oh
that I
no.
am not privy to,
Cabanossi is a dry sausage, like salami. My bad. My
oh,
bad.
okay. So it's just like having cheese and summer sausage. That's
hmm
what we do here.
I've never had that. It's a spicy
Just
sausage, she says. Never.
okay.
Yeah, I don't eat pork, so as much
The
as I'd
what?
like to.
Whoa. Okay, okay. Oof, oof. I was
What?
like, wait a second. You're from Miami? You don't eat
Yeah,
pork?
yeah. I can't eat it. It doesn't do well with me. Never has though. It's a dietary thing. I just can't eat it. It makes me sick
So
every
you
fucking
want
time.
to eat the pork,
Oh
but it's
yeah.
like, well,
No, you shouldn't eat pork. Pork's nasty. Don't do it.
what?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not good for the stomach anyway. Like, because of all the shit that's attached. It depends on the meat, okay? Because I've had Canadian wild boar, and that is the absolute best fucking pork ever I've had. You know?
Interesting.
Oh my god, it's so
I
good.
never tried that before.
Oh, you have to try it if you like pork, or you're. But I paid for it dearly, but God, it was worth it. I don't. You know what I mean? Like that was a negotiation thing. I was like, well, I'm gonna be sicker than a dog after this, but this is damn good meat.
He's like, I took a bite and I was like, well, I know that I like it, but is it going to be that good? And then I took all of the rest of the bites.
Yeah, exactly. It was smoked. I was like, son of a bitch.
Oh,
And I was like, oh man, this is, I mean, it was really good, but man, price tag
so
on that
like,
was high.
are we talking they smoked the entire pig and then they ripped it
Yes.
apart? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Or
It was,
boar, my mistake.
yeah, it was a Canadian wild boar. And I was like, holy shit. I'd never had that type of pork before. So I was like, okay. But it was really good. But damn.
I've definitely been to my fair share of pig roast and had every part on the pig.
Ugh,
And I mean every
Jesus.
part. I've
That's
had the
nasty.
nose, I've had the ear.
Ugh.
Delicious.
Feet.
Anyway, I mean I've had the feet. The feet aren't so good.
Yeah. I never understand pickled pig's feet, you know?
I was like, I don't understand. Like they're walking on these all the time. Like they're not
Danish.
walking on their ears.
So Kaffe, is it Kaffe? Is that how you say it? Kaffe. I'm
Kaffe.
terrible. Kaffe. I'm sorry, Kaffe. I don't know
No,
why I keep.
because that's the way that Zod says it. Because
Oh,
I don't know,
damn it, Zod.
uneducatable.
So it's a she, right? I swear to God, if I don't mean to misgender. Anyway,
No,
try the
it's
Danish
yes, it's a
pork.
woman.
Okay, try Danish pork. It's amazing too. Ooh, see, I
Like
gotta negotiate this hospital
like
visit, possibly, maybe, but I will try it. It just may not work out for me at all.
like Danish pork. Like, do they grow their pigs differently, or does that mean it has different spices in it? Because if it just comes down to different spices, I can get different spices. I can't
Right.
grow a Danish pig. At least I don't think I can.
You can import one.
Technically, you can. It's called Beyond Meat.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh.
Oh, the only okay. I will try any of this plant protein burger crap as soon as it's literally the only option. Like I will be the guy going to the underground steak dealer going, you know what? I don't care how much this freaking T-bone is. I need it because I can't be having me fake tree meat.
Man. So, Perp, is it that you don't like pork, or is it because you can't eat pork, or is what? Why don't
No,
you like pork?
I just like looking into it. I was just like, yeah, maybe I should stop eating pork. I'm
Right.
cool with eating just chicken and like beef and stuff like that. Even though like looking at it and where I'm at in my age, it's just like, yeah, maybe I should just fall back from meat altogether. I don't want to be like a vegetarian or anything like
Right.
that, but
Well, I
not eat.
only eat like don't get upset, PB. I might trigger him. I don't
Uh-oh.
eat beef, and I don't eat pork. So I only eat chicken and fish. So that's all I eat.
I
And
mean, At least you consider fish a meat, unlike weirdos.
Well, it's a fucking meat, man. Like, there's some meaty
Explain.
fucking fish, you know?
Yeah, I'm well aware, and I definitely consider fish a meat. But then, how come you can eat it only on Fridays?
Oh, please, Catholics. It's going to be fine. You can eat it anytime you want to.
Oh
Jesus is
man,
okay, you
like
know?
the hang-ups with that. And if you were from Wisconsin, you'd get it. Like there's literally Friday fish fry
Yep,
across the entire state because,
Catholics.
fucking
Yep.
Catholics.
Wait till Good Friday. Olay.
My
You
God, it
know?
was the worst thing ever because go ahead, Perp.
No, I was just saying. I was gonna say like I want to get away from just eating like that processed meat and shit, like the shit
Yeah.
that you get like that fast food shit. Like, there's definitely a difference because like I feel sluggish when I eat that shit compared to like
Yeah.
go to like a restaurant and get an actual like steak or something like that. Like, I just hate that feeling, like feeling
Right.
sluggish.
You know, and like I gave up like pork. That was easy. I was like, yeah, I'm sick. You get tired of not feeling well, and I was like, I don't.
So that means you can't eat bacon either?
No, I'd have no interest. Yeah, I have no interest, and that's the thing. Is like after a while, you just don't want it anymore. Like everyone
No,
else in
man.
everyone else in this house. Well, beef. The beef. Huh. The eldest squirrel. We call him the beef because he introduced himself as that because that's a nickname because he's out of control. One night we'll have to get him on here because he doesn't go to school on Saturdays. He goes to college crap. But anyway, the
okay.
beef actually doesn't eat beef right now. He hasn't in a while, and he's all on.
Whoa.
Yeah, and he's been like bulking up too. That's what's crazy, right? He's been working out and all this shit. Now he has like a
Drinking
thick
whey?
neck. I don't know what the fuck he's drinking. I told him he's doing all like the what do you call it, the muscle builders, and he's getting gains, and his neck looks like a broken Ken doll. Like I'm like, what's wrong with you? It's all thick. I'm like, you look weird. Meaty. I was like, what are you doing? But he's getting into shape for his works. But he is technically a vegetarian, and I was like, this boy was a meat eater for years, and he sometimes misses it. I make a hypothesis he'll be back on like beef and all of that in about, I'd say, at least another year, maybe, as his mother squirrel. But yeah, like he doesn't eat any of it. It's just, I don't know. But anyway, what I was meaning to say, Perp, is that you'll notice a huge difference when you get off processed meat. And a lot of it has to do with the processing and the hormones and all the other shit they put into it. And you're not really getting the same nutrients as you used to in a lot of our food because of fucking GMOs. There, I said it.
Oh, I love my GMO meats. I need my chicken breasts to be the size of my head.
Oh my God.
Do you like sushi?
Of
No.
course I like sushi.
Oh, you like sushi?
Oh man, all kinds of it.
Really?
The weirder the better.
I never ate the raw. I never ate raw sushi. I never tried the
What?
raw family.
Oh.
I don't know. Just like it looks nice, but it's just like I don't know how that like my stomach will like that. Be like, no, don't do this to me.
Oh man.
I grew up
Neither
on
of you
fish,
two
though.
eat sushi?
No, I haven't. I know that Calm Squirrel does. He likes it in moderation. I think it's one of those things. It's like an acquired taste. Like you have to have good sushi.
Oh, it's very acquired.
Yeah.
Shrimp tempura is the best.
What is it?
Shrimp tempura. That's the best.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I like shrimp in general.
For your rolls, that's pretty basic too.
I don't like calamari. I think that's just fucked up. Oh God.
So good. It's so good.
Calamari is slept on. That's just like eating onion rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, onion rings are so good too.
Yeah.
Well, the onion rings, yeah. But like the fucking, I just don't like calamari.
No, like
escargot.
With the calamari, the texture of it is usually what it comes down to for people.
Rubber.
They're like, why do you want to sit there and chew on the rubber? You're chewing on that rubber forever. And I was like, I don't know, because my favorite soup is clam chowder, and the clams in the clam chowder are chewy, so I guess it's not a problem for me.
See, I tried clam, and that's the thing about clam soup, right? Is it has to be prepared a certain way,
Well,
otherwise it's gross.
Yeah, yep. Have you ever had oyster soup?
Let me think. Have I? Yes, I have. Long
The
time
only
ago.
oyster soup that I ever had, it was just real simple. It was essentially just milk and salt and the oyster that was in it. So you get like one or two oysters that are in it. You essentially just eat the oyster at the end. So it's
Right.
just like flavored milk. And I was like, huh,
The
delicious.
only thing I don't understand is people that eat live frogs and stuff like that.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
see, now I've never eaten a live animal, at least not that I know of. Like, I'm sure I've eaten a bug. Like, everybody on the planet has eaten a bug, but that's not
Yeah.
what we're talking about. We're talking about going out and catching something and being like, ooh, I'm so hungry right now. I'm just going to take a bite right away. I can't do that. Like, how could you do that?
I like, okay, when I was a kid, like my grandfather was a hunter and stuff, so we got elk meat, deer meat. That's not bad. Venison. I love bison. That is one red meat that I like is bison. It's fucking amazing.
Mm.
It is amazing meat but you want to get it natural meat. You don't want to get some processed bullshit. Like, get a good place. There's always a lot of places that serve bison meat. It's really fucking good. Anyway, but my grandfather used to go hunting and they did frog legs before and I hated it. It was the worst. I did not like frog legs. I'm like, why are you making me eat this shit? It was so nasty.
Like, and you still don't like them, I take it?
Oh, I hate them. Oh my god.
Oh, man, they're so good.
I tried them at a buffet. Like they're like fried frog legs, but it's like it tasted like salted chicken. It was weird.
Oh, right. So I love it so much. Like, I love frog
Ugh.
legs so much. I went across the street down to the lake, caught some frogs, killed them, and fried up the legs. Now, those are tiny frog legs, so it takes a lot of frog legs. So it wasn't a meal, but they were
Ugh.
still delicious.
I never had eel on no sushi. No.
Yeah, what is
Yeah,
that?
I've never had that either.
Fermented eel on sushi will make
That
you
is
sick. Yeah, I never had that. That's, yeah. I don't want
fermented.
fermented nothing.
That's stinky. Does it smell bad? That has to smell bad.
I would think it almost have to, wouldn't it?
It's pretty
Like, what
pungent.
ferments that doesn't smell bad? The only thing that I know of that ferments that doesn't smell bad is wine.
That's true.
Now,
Even some of that doesn't smell great.
Right, but still, yeah, you're right. Fermented. And a vodka. Vodka is fermented.
There's like a lot of red wine that kind of tastes like meat sauce. It's like, what is this?
That's true. Well, some of them they actually put meat in it to like make it ferment more. It's really gross. I don't know how the fuck. I forgot what the kind of wine that is.
Nah, I'll stick to the regular white wine or like that.
Kaffe said in chat, it's a European thing with the eel. In Japan, it's normal and it smells like dog shit. Ah, yes. That I would that. Oh my god. That.
What? How could you bring something like that to your mouth? Like, in order to sit in front of it and just breathe normally, let alone put it right up to your face and eat it fast enough so you don't have to take a breath, but then the aftertaste is still going to be there, so you're always going to be.
And then you're going to smell your own breath. You're going to smell your own breath. Smell like a skank
like,
ass. That's nasty.
Need a shot of Everclear, you fuckers.
People, I was watching this show earlier. Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's like the revival series. It's actually really good.
Of the Nickelodeon one?
Yeah. It's pretty damn dark. I was like, damn, they just killed somebody on Nickelodeon.
Shit. It's a Nickelodeon show still?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a reboot. There was something really telling in this episode. I was like, damn, you could tell like the education system has failed many generations. Like, because they're trying to figure out how to stop this shadow man and stuff, and they were talking about like the difference between reflection and refraction, and they really know like the difference and stuff. I was like, damn, that's like basic shit.
Right.
Just, y'all learn that shit in fucking high school and shit. Hey, y'all supposed to be high schoolers. What's the fuck they teach you?
I'm supposed to remember stuff that I learned in high school.
Somewhat.
We're all
they didn't fucking say that. They said you got to learn this, you got to take the test, you move on to the next grade, you move on to the next class, whatever. And I was like, okay, I can do that. So that's what I did for 13 effing years. They didn't say at any point, You're going to want to know this when you turn 30. You're going to want to know this when you turn 40. Write this down on a fucking post-it note. Nobody fucking said that. They don't let you take the books.
Yeah, like for 12, 13 years, and then you like see what kids are doing now. Like y'all, they got it easy. They can fucking.
No, I don't see what kids are doing now. I don't have no kids.
No, I'm saying like they can go online now. I wish I had that shit.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. What do you mean you wish you had that? How old do you think you are?
Hey, old enough to know that we didn't have that, you know.
I had the internet when I was in school, and I'm older than you, and I lived in the woods.
I'm saying as far as online classes in like high school, middle school.
Oh, an online class at school so you can cheat easily. Gotcha.
My nephew was there for like, I asked my nephew, was like, how long your days are? Like 4 hours. I was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, seriously, like the middle squirrel, the hoagie squirrel, whatever, excuse me, the youngest, she has 4 hours. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? And then the rest of it's like study hall shit. So you're kind of on your own, I guess. Meanwhile, my other one, he's in there all, he's in a regular school day, but it's just bizarre. I'm like, man, you kids, you're lucky. I didn't have that shit. I just sit in class, pretend I gave a fuck.
Can you be quiet back there? No, I can't. I need to make noise. It is my charge in life. So if you would like to kick me out of class now, be my guest.
When I started, when I got into high school, my senior year was a blur of me just skipping constantly. I was like, whatever.
See, I couldn't do that until after football season was over. It's important to me.
That's fair. That's fair. Like your grades are sparkling, and then when it's over, you're like, fuck it.
Yep. Although senior year, I did not have a single tough class at all. I was like, wait a second, I can take foods? I know how to take foods. Put them in my mouth.
Senior year was such a joke. I was like, why were you even here still? Like, the
fuck? They're probably there so that I could, get put into a position like this. So, I'm going to read this comment from Kaffe. It says, it was a bad luck situation at a business meeting with stuck-up Japanese businessmen. I have to. I don't know where in the hell I'm going to find fermented eel other than looking on the internet and paying some ridiculous surcharge.
Oh, God.
Like, where do you find something like that?
You could say, we should
That's not at the local Piggly Wiggly.
Oh, my God, we should send fermented eel to Zod.
Like,
oh my gosh. Be like, oh, you didn't break a board at 1,000 subs. Eat this, monkey.
On camera.
Or buy him that candy with bugs in it.
Yeah.
Like you have to eat this whole stream.
Like the crickets and roaches. I think they have That's nasty. Make someone eat shit. Yeah, I agree,
Jayne Davis says, that's so unfair. You make someone eat shit, you pay them. Well, the internet's going to pay him because it'll be, live on the internet. And, he'll get to run one of his fabled middle ads later. Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean, I still don't understand. And they're like, well, when you get monetized, you'll understand what the middle ad is. And I was like, fuck that. I'm putting no middle ad. First ad, end ad. That's it. No fucking middle ad. Nobody wants to see an ad in the middle of my video. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, all mine are just random. I ain't nothing. So.
Yeah, like some of them, a lot of videos that people make, they don't even have the opportunity to have a middle ad because they're not long enough.
Right.
They got to be long enough to be able to run that third opportunity. A lot of them I see with only one.
I hate when I click on a video that's fairly long and then every 3 to 5 minutes there's an ad.
Oh my God. I have an ad blocker, but some of these Google ones are slipping through it. And so if I put because they have this new system up and it's like, you know what, I don't give a fuck about these ads because I'm trying to run a lecture or something long, right, where you're listening to people talk, and I don't like the interruptions. I don't want to hear something about Ambien in the middle of that shit or God knows what else. But yeah, I find those little ads are sneaking through the ad blocker. I take it off if I'm watching certain streams, but most of the time I have it on when I'm just like, because I want to be able to read the damn news without seeing pop-ups about like subscribing to their shit fucking newspaper.
Oh yeah, those are fucking annoying.
I always get two of the same ads all the time. Either talking about testicles, like how to grow your testicles.
Whoa. Parents did an ad?
No. The other one is Zupu, whatever, talking about like, it's so weird. They'll be the longest ones. They'll be like 2 minutes long. It's like, bro, I'm not trying to watch it.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's all these bizarre little ads now. And there's these ones, I don't know what the hell they are, but they're like a little box that pops up and it's like you have to hit them. It's like a link is in the middle, but it's a box and it has like the audio, of an ad as opposed to like the visual. And those are the ones that are sneaking through. I got to figure out which one that is. But it's all weird. I'm like, I'm not buying your shit, monetized motherfucker. This is the thing too, is like, it's gotten more aggressive as the censorship has increased. They're going to be using monetization to go after it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just going to get worse. And this is what they've been doing for 5 years now, 6 years, slowly doing this. So,
well, yeah, that's the only way to really get stuff done. You don't get somebody canceled or removed or whatever the hell you want to call it by going after them directly. You go after the people that support them and keep them propped up. Which is why somebody like a Steven Crowder wouldn't have that problem, because if he magically gets removed from YouTube, he's already making the money off the subscriptions of people going to his website and watching him directly off of that. Instead of, us here, we're only on YouTube. I don't have my own website where I'm running stuff. Like, I don't have the time and energy to create something like that. So, I'm YouTube slave labor. I've heard that term one too many times, and I was like, yeah, because I'm not doing it voluntarily. What?
So
yeah, it's like people that do YouTube full time. I was just like, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how you just that's playing Russian roulette right there.
Right. Janie in chat said it's the fish smell that really makes her sick. Like the smell. She goes, I've tried sushi, I think was the reference of that. Like just fish.
It was either the sushi or the eel.
That's true. But I think it was sushi. And she goes, it's actually not easy to make me barf because I deal with nausea every day, but I'm very good at not booting unless you give me fish. She likes trying foods otherwise. Yeah, that's the problem. Some people, and like some fish does smell bad. You can tell when it's bad fish anyway, but some fish naturally smell like ass. They just do. And someone will tell you how it's like really extraordinary and you should have a bite of it. Like, what's really good though is, what is it? The dolphin fish, like fillets. That's fucking great. It's so good. It's especially if they're well done. Like, it's really tasty and it doesn't upset the stomach. The smell is not there. It's no fishy smell. So
it's so interesting that, like, you make a good point that, when you get fish, it smells like ass until you cook it. And it's just like, damn, what is this?
Right.
I mean, a fresh fish doesn't smell like anything. Have you never gone fishing before, Purp?
I have a few times with my father. You know what I'm saying? Like, he used to always do that.
So you pull that fish out of the water, it don't really smell like anything at all.
No. And I'm talking about when it goes bad, though. And then some fish
naturally. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
And also, like, when there's some fish, and I couldn't name them. I used to fish a lot when I was young. Like, they naturally smell like fucking hate. You know what it is? You know what I hate the smell of is catfish. I fucking hate the smell of catfish, generally speaking.
That's because it's horrendous. And apparently there's one of my friend's uncles, that he knows how to make catfish the right way. And I was like, well, I ain't never tried it, and I don't think I'm ever going to, because every other time I've ever tried catfish, it smells bad. It tastes worse.
Like little bottom feeders, dude.
Why? Like, this is way worse than any kind of sucker I've ever had. Why is this extra terrible?
Seeing fish get gutted and stuff was pretty traumatic. I'm like, God damn, like,
yeah.
Wait.
Watching them getting
What do you
cleaned.
mean traumatic? It's not that traumatic. They got killed right away. You chopped the head off. What are you talking about?
Still, it's just like I can understand why some of these nature walk people, or what do you want to call them?
Nature walk. I like it. That's good. Oh,
Yeah,
nature walk.
Like, talking about the wacko environmentalists that work for the DNR.
Yeah, those people. But yeah, I
we
can
get it. We
understand.
take their fish.
I can understand why, like, when you see animals or fish or anything getting destroyed or just getting dismantled, can do something to somebody's psyche. Like, damn, that's fucked up. Like, what if that happened to us? Like, you know,
right.
There's definitely cannibals out there, you know, and people frown upon that, but they're just living. You know, they just choose to eat their own.
We're looking at you, Arnie Hammer.
It's gonna be a time where there's probably gonna be a time where that's gonna be normalized. Like, you're just gonna have people.
Cannibalism's gonna be normalized. What?
You could just go into a restaurant and go get your leg. Like, it's like a whole.
Oh my god!
Wait a second. Now, we were talking about these Danish pigs. Are you gonna be like, well, I like Asian drumsticks, but I like African breasts?
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus!
Is that what it comes down to then?
Oh my god!
Get you some Caucasian back fat.
It'll be some international restaurant. God damn it!
Some marinated Caucasian side pork right there. Just slice it off the side. Don't worry, he'll grow it back. It'll be fine.
Oh my god! What if it would be something like people had donated their bodies to this cause? Like, you know, they have organ donors. Oh my god, that's so scary.
Someone's like, well, couldn't live no more. Only way I could feed my family was to literally feed my family.
Certain age. Like, this is animated that I watched that they do this. Like, they literally.
This is animated that I watched. Nice clarification there.
But no, like, it's called The Promise of Neverland, and you know they set it up. They set you up like it's like a Disney movie, but it's really fucked up. Like, you're in this like demon world where these demons like have different farms that they pretty much have these children. They raise these children up to like 12 years old before they ship them out, and like,
and then they go see if they can, you know, complete the Hansel and Gretel story.
Kind of like a fucked up Pinocchio storyline with the fucking kids turning into donkeys and being sold off. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
That fucked me up as a kid. I was like, what the fuck?
There's more to the story, but like, yeah, it's pretty much what it's like.
I saw that. I'm so glad I didn't click on that. That would have freaked me out a little bit. You know, when you're just looking for something, that particular show. Like, I saw that at the anime, and because I was looking for a happy anime, that would not have been a happy anime.
Yeah,
I guess it depends on your perversion.
Ugh.
Holy fuck.
Because the kids that live at this farm, they think it's like some type of like orphanage. Like, they're all like, you know, come from different walks of earth and stuff, and like, some of them are smarter than others and stuff, and the smarter ones, you know, kind of stick around a little bit longer than like the less, you know, not less intelligent ones. Because all goes by like their brain and stuff. Because that's what the demons eat. They eat their brain. But there's more to it. Like, they get human.
Oh my god!
Like, the more that a demon eats a human and stuff, like they start to take on human traits and stuff like that. And
that's wild.
It gets into some other things in season 2, but based on like how they've been doing it, like, a lot of people are upset with
that's crazy.
Yeah, but a lot of people are upset with the show because like they cut so much material from the manga. Like, literally, like, imagine just going like from the beginning right to the end type shit. Like, it's just completely cutting out the middle.
Dude.
Man, I don't need to hear more of your zombie eating show.
Geekicidal's here.
Eating show.
Hi, Geekicidal.
What's up, Geek? No, I was going to say, Jayne Davis said, we'll be eating dead pets before people. And I would say to that you're wrong, because my wife told me as soon as we hit the apocalypse, she's going to be murdering me before her pets. So there you go.
That's true.
She's like, I can't eat those. I love those. And I was like, yeah, I know. Thanks.
Oh man.
But now
Yeah.
that Geek's here, apparently we're switching to dessert talk
Yes.
instead
Let's talk
of
about things that are
brains.
less spooky. You know?
Talking about friggin' brains. No, I
Ugh.
had an entire box of donuts. It's not an entire box of donuts anymore. It's like
What
a half
type
eaten
of
box of donuts.
donuts did you get? Because I saw the pictures, but I didn't recognize like the label offhand. Because you know what I mean. I can't remember the bot. Like, where did you get your
Oh,
donuts?
from Piggly Wiggly.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I haven't.
You
I've
shot the
been
pig, right?
a long time ago in the Midwest. See, they don't have them down here, dude.
I know. All of my references are Midwest references.
So I was like, I know I went to one in Illinois at one point. That was a long time
Oh
ago.
yeah, they got them down there. I don't know how far south they go. If they go past Illinois and Ohio, they might, but they'd be pushing it.
How do their what do you call it, donuts rate? I guess.
I mean, I would definitely rate them just as high as any Quick Trip.
Oh shit.
Because everybody goes to a Quick Trip. Exactly. No, they're not like going to the, what do I want to say, artisan donut maker, but they're not pre-packaged store-bought ones that have been sitting there for a day or two. They make them fresh every day still.
Have you ever eaten a donut with bacon on
it? Yes, I'm alive.
God.
I remember seeing
what?
this one weird place where like they have like it's like they have like this donut that had like a peanut butter filling with bacon on top and shit. Like it was like what? Those two shouldn't go together.
Oh my god, I don't even know. That's gross. I'm sorry, I think it's gross. Hello, Jedi Bill. Yeah.
Hello, Jedi Bill.
I don't know
I have no idea who Jedi Bill is. He's new.
I don't know if I could eat bacon on a donut though.
Oh, how could you not eat? Okay, like what you can. I mean, you can't eat bacon. Period. Why are we having this conversation? What
but I mean, but I couldn't imagine like combining the two. I guess is it the the sweet and salty type thing? Is that what
right?
it is?
It's not like you're taking, at least the one that I had. It was Long John shaped, and I want to say it just had, I would guess, one piece of bacon that was broken up and crumbled. No, it's crumbled on top.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I've never had one that had the bacon, let's say, cooked in it.
Okay.
I don't know if they do that. I mean, I guess they could, but that seems strange.
Yeah, they had there was this one where like this, what do you call it? The frosting had bacon in it, and then it had pieces of bacon on it. So it was like a frosted Long John. I've seen this before, and also regular donuts with the frosting was actually bacon infused. So, or it had bacon in it. And then there was bacon flakes and stuff or pieces of bacon on top. I was like, dear God, how do you have a heart attack? Eat this. Yeah. Oh my God. So who has the best donuts then?
What do you mean, like brand wise? Or are we talking like a local establishment? Because the local establishment that I go to in Pulaski is the one that has the best donuts in my area.
Okay. Purp.
It's a Polish word, perp.
Anyways, there's this one place I haven't tried around my way called Duck Donuts. I hear it's really good. They got like milkshakes and stuff there, but I'm not too familiar with Krispy Kreme, but I know it's around me. So I
mean, they better not make those duck donuts with quackers.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
By default, either Wawa or Dunkin' Donuts, but I would probably go with Dunkin'.
Dunkin' is good. I like
Hello,
Dunkin'.
Krumel.
Yeah, I like Dunkin' and Shipley's. We have Shipley's here, Shipley Donuts in Texas, and they're pretty good. I mean, they're not like, I love Krispy Kreme, but shit, I can eat a whole box with regret, you know?
A Shipley donut is just a glazed donut then, or
Yeah,
they
they
make
just
different styles?
yeah, it's like a bakery type. It's just like a regular donut shop, kind of like the old school donut shops that you used to have. They're very cool.
Okay.
I'll have to take a photo of it and put it up on Twitter to show you.
Gave me
But
a good idea.
Ooh.
Gave me a good idea. If I came out with a donut shop, I'd just call it Regret.
and everyone would shop there because they already know what they're getting. So
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about your fucking ass feeling tired or gross or passing out in the parking lot. Regret. People would buy that.
1,000 milligrams of THC in each donut.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god, the calorie count. You just have a giant chart with all the calorie counts on it. So if you're gonna like go in there, you better be dedicated to your regret. You know, that'd be badass.
The dedicated regret donut.
Like, would you eat a donut that has what is those sour worms? What's that brand called? Trolleys, whatever.
Oh yeah.
It
The
like
gummy worms.
have a donut filled with that,
Oh,
and it will have a bunch of.
Wait, you want me to turn my donut sour?
oh
Yeah.
god.
No.
You just bite into it, you just get a bunch of worms.
Like, what? I might as well just put the fucking eel on it. I'm gonna turn it sour, like having
gonna
a
lie,
Sour
man.
Patch Kid or whatever, sour gummy worm or something
Oh my
like
god,
that.
you could melt them down and make a sauce.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be so gross. And of course, the hoagie squirrel would eat that shit. And then of course, that's like cocaine for kids. Is that kind of sugar intake?
You're like, oh, is there any more of that? I didn't get it all on my teeth yet. Oh God.
What I've seen before is like peanut butter and jelly donuts, which would be fire.
Weird. I have. Does anyone make that?
It's certain like restaurants, I guess, out there.
Mm.
I forget. I was watching the cooking channel, something like that, the food channel.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They go
Sure.
because they go to all these places. They're like, look at this crazy shit. You're like, oh yummy. Look at there's a place I'll never go to. You know.
Right.
That we'll call a burger like a triple pie bass burger. It's like, why would you want to eat that? Like,
That's
Because it has cheese on it.
oh my god. Yeah, cheese and that's like having a soup. There's
Oh.
you know.
That's like I was talking with one of my friends in one of the group chats on Twitter, and I don't remember how it exactly came up, and it came up to cheeseburgers, and I was like, well, whatever you made here is way more impressive than anything I can make. I was like, I make cheeseburgers. And she goes, well, yeah, well, with the cheeseburgers, you got your cheeseburger, and you got all your vegetables that go on it, and the bun, and all that stuff. And I was like, I don't think you
Vegetables.
understand what I said when I make a cheeseburger. That means I grab a bun, and at most, I have to cut it in half. Usually, I don't. And then I take some hamburger, and I put it into a patty, and I fry that motherfucker, and I throw some cheese on it. Job done. Cheeseburger.
I was gonna say vegetables. What's that?
Like, why are we wasting time on that? Now, if somebody else, like, I don't know, the king of burgers, is going to make me something and throw extra stuff on it, I'm not going to waste time getting rid of it. Yes, I'm talking about Burger King. Jesus.
okay. The place that's
Okay.
to try to sell you tuna sandwiches at Burger King.
A tuna sandwich? What?
Tuna. Yeah, they got tuna sandwiches at Burger King.
Why?
Like on bread?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? I guess they're trying to market to that crowd that's not ready eating like hamburger or red meat or whatever.
Yeah, they went from.
I mean, I like a tuna sandwich, but no.
Hello, Jedi Bill. Yeah, like I don't that Impossible Burger. Oh, the beef did try that crap, and he was like, "Yeah, it's exactly what you think. It's impossible that's even a goddamn burger at any remote possibility. It tastes horrible."
I knew it. Like, I fucking knew it.
He said it was really bad.
Said, I would love to try it, except the problem with trying it at this point is they're going to get credit for the sale and it's going to look like it's doing better than it's actually doing. As soon as they say, hey, come and buy a regular Whopper and we'll give you an Impossible Whopper on the side so you can determine whether or not you like it better. Because I'm sure that there's going to be some percentage of people, there always is, that they like this one better than that one. Doesn't matter what it is, it's food, it's always going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm never going to try it until you give it to me for free because I know what it is.
You can make a video on that. Be like, Wisconsin, blah blah blah, eats Beyond Burger, Whopper, whatever, Beyond Whopper, whatever the hell they call that shit. You can make a video out of it.
I mean, I got to make this Zack Snyder video that I got in the hopper first. Like, I was going to make it today, well, technically yesterday, and then you know what I did? What?
In the what now? What'd you call it?
In the hopper?
Yeah. What is that?
Squirrel, you know what the hopper is?
The hopper?
I think it's like if somebody's, or I mean, it's not code as far as I know, unless maybe that's another fucking Wisconsin code. I didn't realize that. No, the hopper is just like where you put everything that's ready to go, and then when you're ready to go, you just hit start. It's in the hopper. It's ready to go.
Oh yeah, like they used to do for farming. I guess. Okay.
You should use an air fryer. You know, put it in the air fryer.
It's in the air fryer.
Shit.
It's ready to go.
God
oh my
damn
god!
it.
No, I'm not
Geekicidal
making popcorn.
tendencies. Oh Jesus. It's out of control. He's putting something out of the hopper.
Oh jeez.
Those things are actually pretty fancy. The air fryers, whatever. They're pretty dope.
Oh yeah. The Squirrel got one. And the beef has been using it. Actually, it works really well.
You wouldn't get one, PB?
I wouldn't get what?
An air fryer.
I mean, maybe.
It literally cooks everything.
It literally cooks everything.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I want to cook my steak in an air fryer, though.
It will cook, though.
I don't doubt that it'll cook. Do I want to cook my frozen pizza in an air fryer?
It will cook, though.
Oh my God! I know there's a lot of things that will cook everything. I put everything in the oven. It'll cook. It'll cook.
It'll taste better too.
It'll taste better. But what if I love the flavor of that grease? I need that grease in my life, or else my arteries and veins aren't going to start to harden properly.
I'll say this: it isn't greasy, and the other bonus of it is it doesn't lose flavor. So it's actually pretty good. Everyone seems happy with it in this household, and I've tried.
Is it a Ronco product?
No. No.
I've seen people cook like baked cookies in air fryer. I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
Oh shit, really? See that I've never tried that. Now I may just do it to see what the hell it does.
No, just do it and set the camera up on time lapse.
That's true. Yeah,
that's the best way to do it.
I'd be like, look at this shit. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to try that. I didn't even think to do cookies in there. I don't know why, but I guess it just never occurred to me because we've been using it for everything else.
Because apparently it literally cooks everything.
Well, if you want human flesh.
Wait a second. Hold on. Another question. One more. How does it cook stir fry?
I don't know. You just put it in there, and
I don't know. You just whatever you want to cook, just put it in there. I don't really care how.
I'll be honest with you. This one guy, he made like a chicken veggie, mix because for his whatever he was dieting or something. I don't know. The pro healthy people, and he threw it all into the air fryer, and it all came out really nice. So I mean, if you're looking at stir fry, I don't know how it would all taste, but it seemed pretty good. I mean, I know the veggies that the beef does, like he'll put his broccoli in there, and mix in with all this protein is weird bullshit. And it comes out, it smells really good. It tastes fine. So I mean, it's just add your sauce, you're good to go. I don't know. So we just probably indirectly killed an Asian person just by discussing air frying stir fry.
They're like, no, sacrilegious, boom, dead.
Yeah, grab their chest. Somebody ever somewhere's air frying.
Just put
Kaffe says, just put roadkill in the sun. It'll cook as well.
That's
exactly.
It's going green.
I mean, unless you're in Denmark, and then the road is probably covered in snow and ice. Well, maybe not. I don't know. They're on the ocean. 50-50.
Oh my God.
Cold this time of year, isn't it?
Salty. And let that
right?
salt
You
air
have
marinate
extra
it.
salty. You can't be cooking your pork products out there. They already got too much salt in them.
Oh man. God, I have to get going here shortly because I have to pretend to be awake for a little while tomorrow.
Pretend to be awake on a Saturday? What do you got to do on a Saturday?
I'm gonna be running errands with the beef and stuff. They just started spring break here. The kids did, at least.
Ah, okay.
They're running a little early, but whatever. And then they have like Good Friday off. You know, that 3-day weekend for like Easter. But we're getting prepped because the Squirrel's nephew's coming in from New Mexico for Easter. So that'll be fun. We're trying to be proactive. Let's laugh together and shit. Because with this COVID shit, it's a pain in the ass getting stuff. If you want to get furniture or replacement, anything, you're like, well, survival of the fittest with stocking. You know, it's weird. I don't know why. Oh, the Texas shit did it too. You know, the ice and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, the winter apocalypse because of global warming.
It's so ridiculous. And so all of our shit has been delayed by weeks. So like our mail, I had, let's say, Amazon packages that were 2 weeks late. A little bit, almost 3 weeks late because the mail got stuck and all the shipments.
You get a refund for that?
Oh, fuck yeah, I did. They were like, it's missing. I'm like, okay. Good. And then I got them anyway. I was like, okay, mazel tov. You know, I got like double shit. But
that's how it works.
Yeah. But like it was a mess. So even our import stuff right now that come by truck are delayed. So it's like, okay, you have to start early if you want to, like, right now. Hopefully it'll catch up within another week or two, but I don't know. I'm not holding out anything. So what a drama. But anyway, I'm going to head out. But thank you for having me on. Wish I could stay a little longer.
Thanks for being on.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you would have been able to be on longer if we would have started at the original start time.
Yeah, I got a very emotional, moving speech.
Oh my God. That's a thing to call it.
Anyway, everyone in the chat, have a good night or morning or whatever the fuck it is for everybody. I don't know. I'm tired. Anyway, Purp, I'm glad I got to hang out for a little bit. I'm going to come harass you on Wednesday when you have your stream. Are you having your stream again on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll come and harass. Hang out and chat. All right. Good night, PB. Thank you for having me on, sir.
Yep.
All right.
Talk
good night,
to you
guys.
Later. So, you want to hear something funny, Purp?
Sure.
Geekicidal Tendency says, I'm going to keep saying ridiculously funny things till I see my name on the screen. Disclaimer. Geekicidal is not affiliated with Pop Culture PB YouTube channel, and any dick and fart jokes are solely geeks. But I didn't put it up on the screen, did I? Oh, shit. Oh, man. That's good times.
I'm still waiting for you to watch Attack on Titan. You know.
You're waiting. Wait a second. You're waiting on me to watch it. Is the first half of the final season done yet?
No.
So when is that supposed to be done? Because you said they split it up into 2, right?
28th. But they are definitely teasing people because they're not announcing anything, but I'm assuming they're waiting for last minute to announce something. So, yeah,
What do you mean waiting till the last minute to announce what?
the part two, or at least a movie or movies.
Oh, so this is a hopeful thing. This isn't a, oh yeah, there is a part two coming. So they could wrap it up and it could have a Game of Thrones ending.
Not exactly, but
No,
it
I'm
would
not
probably.
talking like what physically happens. I'm talking about the fact that the show was so great and the ending was just so abrupt.
If anything, it would end on like a cliffhanger.
I
And
mean,
all,
I'm not
and
necessarily opposed to the cliffhanger, especially if you've answered other things throughout the show, especially throughout the final season. Not necessarily opposed to the cliffhanger because, I mean, do you want to definitively know that this character or that character is over with or done for? Do you want to definitively know that
it's
nobody's ever going to be able to take him down at any point or something
it's
like that?
it's
Or,
like anime is really different compared to like how they make announcements over here for what over for the West and stuff. Like how we can get over
oh,
here, like over here, how they'll greenlight a season two of the show before season one even kicks off and stuff like that. Like, but for me, Attack on Titan so big, and they'd be stupid not to come back for part two or make movies for like the last remaining chapters. So they'd be dumb not to capitalize on it.
so you say that because you don't believe they'll be able to wrap everything up with the end date that they've already given?
Nah, and I think it's be due to because the manga ends next month, so I'm thinking they're just waiting for that to end to announce something. Um,
So,
if it and where it ends, it would pretty much there would be two arcs left, like 20 something chapters left. So yeah, there's still a lot of story left.
okay, so now I'm going to ask you a ridiculous question that I could have just either answered in the chat or I could just answer outright because I know the answer to it because I'm aware of the location. Perp Geekicidal Tendencies wants to know if you have seen Superman and Lois.
No,
Really? You're going to give me that short of an answer? Just one word answer? Like, no? I was expecting like, how could I have possibly seen that? They're on the Antichrist of television, CW.
oh yeah, yeah. Let me add on to that. Yeah, I don't watch nothing CW. I'm done with that. The last show I watched on CW was All American, and I just stopped watching
Oh, they canceled your Black Superstar show, and you're like, nah, fuck these people.
that. Nah,
They
nah,
still
nah,
got
nah,
Black Lightning. They still got Black Lightning. He runs around in
nah,
sneakers.
nah. I just was just like, you know what? I don't need to watch CW. I'm beyond that now in my life.
Ah, you hear that? You hear that, chat? Perp is beyond me. He can't be bothered with watching things on the CW, especially the ones that I love.
It's
Even
sort of
though,
like how it's sort of like how like I used to watch a lot of reality TV, and it's just like, you know what? I found Heroes season one. I was like, this is what I want in my entertainment. I was like, I want.
wait, you've never seen Heroes before until when?
I didn't. I don't think I watched it when it aired. I think I
Right.
watched the first season after it aired, and then got
Oh,
into it.
okay.
But that's what kind of got me into like watching a lot of different TV
See, I
series. Like,
watched the first season of Heroes, and then it got to the end, and I think I started the second one, and I was like, well, this fucker got weird real fast. Bye.
yeah, the first season's still amazing though. I still
No, the
love that
first
first.
season is, gosh, one of the greatest single seasons of television I've ever seen if we're talking about introducing your cast of characters.
Right, save
Like
the
the
cheerleader.
way that they did that, fucking beautiful.
Save the cheerleaders, save the world.
Yep. Nobody knew what it means. Like, what do you mean save the indestructible person? Okay, I'll get right on that. Like,
Right.
how?
Yeah, just like from there, like I watched Heroes and Lost, and then like here I am now.
Yes, Sandy Brown, we're still up. Of course we're still up. Like, it's only the middle of the night slash early morning or middle of the day if you're in Europe, or I guess it really is still the middle of the night if you're in Australia.
Right, right.
They're technically 7 hours behind us. That's how I remember it, or at least that's where the one person I know of that's watching us. I don't know if she's in the same city that
What?
Stevie's in, because I think they got
What?
two time zones there.
Yeah. What are you watching currently now, besides anything CW? Because I already know what you're watching on CW.
Um, the show that I just caught up with, because I was a couple episodes behind, was Snowpiercer. You watch that one?
I tried. It's just like I don't know what I'm
Did
doing here.
did you watch the movie?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Damn. Like why? Like
Okay.
what was
So
the need?
did you like the movie?
Yeah, and I was like, what was the need for that? So like when I was watching the show, I was like, I got like into like three or four episodes before I dropped it.
So wait, what?
I got into at least 3 to 4 episodes of the first season,
Oh, okay.
and I dropped it.
No, the only problem that I have with Snowpiercer is the concept of being able to build a train track in some of the locations that they build the train track. That's the only problem that I have with it, whether in the movie or in the TV show. I go, how in the fuck did you have the resources to build a track that goes across the Bering Strait before the Earth was frozen? Because, yeah, if everything was frozen up there, it'd be relatively easy to build a track, except for the fact that it's like 150 degrees below freezing, so it's impossible to move. It's like it's the temperature out like you've seen the day after tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
It's that exact same temperature all over the globe, where you walk outside and it's almost like a freaking insta freeze. Like
yeah.
watching that scene where they freeze the arm off and smash that thing, I was like, holy shit, what is going on here? I guess this is
Mm-hmm.
something that I need to get into.
Right, right. That's all you watching right now, or watch?
I mean, that's the one that I was caught up on. I mean, I was rewatching some Stargate, and then what else was I watching? I'm a little behind on, my favorite Sunday
I'm,
night comedy,
I'm just
Batwoman.
play, but continue.
And then what the hell else was I watching? Gosh, I'd almost have to look at my frickin' TV Time app to see what the hell I've been watching. It's a great app for tracking TV, gives you all kinds of stats, tells you what everybody else. It's almost like a whole nother social media app. You ever heard of this thing?
What's it called?
TV Time. I found it on the Play Store because we were canceling the Dish Network, and I was like, well, shit, the DVR is what's tracking all of our shows that record either on network television or on cable television. How the fuck am I going to be able to track these? And I already had a different app on my phone just for looking up TV shows for names or, little information here or there or whatever. And I started making my list on there and I got to 20 and it said, "Oh, would you like to purchase this app?" And I said, fuck you. No, I would not, because you were free when I downloaded you and you're going to be free forever." So then I had to go searching and I found this TV Time app. It literally tracks everything. Every time that you watch something or even rewatch it, it will track that too, which I don't really get into that as much. Like if I rewatch something, I don't go back into the app and be like, "Hey, I just rewatched this. Look at that." And you can
Interesting.
connect it to all of your social medias to share immediately when you finished an episode what you just watched. And then it
Hmm.
gives you the type of stats that say You've watched this much television this week. You've watched this much television this month. You've watched this much television this year. You've watched, with all of your shows combined, this much total television, which my number is technically a complete lie because when I went in there, I was like, okay, I was watching wrestling at the time, which I haven't watched it in, what's it been, 2 months or so since Zod's uncle took his life.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't watched it since then because I was like, I don't know, I was a pretty big wrestling fan. I can't bring myself to do it. So I'm not going in there and following that stuff at all. But everything else, it'll go. So all of those ones, all of the Raws for the last 25 years or 30 years or whatever the fuck it was, it added all of those in and said, "Oh, you watched all of this," and I was like, "Sure, I did. I didn't, but sure, I did."
But like I said, I'm disappointed. You know, you seem to be watching a lot of things. She haven't watched Attack on Titan yet.
I am watching a lot of things, but I didn't watch Attack on Titan.
I'm
I mean,
saddened.
the only anime that I know of that I was actively watching, and now
Pokemon.
it's pissed me off. Yeah, I'm just a big kid guy. I can't stop myself. Like I
Pokemon.
started watching it when it was brand new. Watched it for the first, at least the first two arcs, technically three arcs, depending on what you want to call the Orange Islands. And then they got to the third one, and I was like, I don't know about this, man. You already pissed me off that I can't transfer my stuff from the Game Boy games to the Game Boy Advance games. So fuck you. And I didn't watch for quite a while until they got to the DS era, and I was like, holy fuck, these games got two screens on them. I gotta check these out. My nephews were playing them, and I was like, okay, apparently I need to buy one of these because I can play all the DS games on it, and I can play all of the Game Boy Advance games on it that I was never going to play. And then I got back into it again, and that was like in 2010.
Speaking of which, they're coming out with an open world Pokemon game. I don't know if you've seen that. It's called something Red.
Oh, I know. If Husky was here, which he was the one that told me, I don't know if you were on that stream. He's like, you need to watch the Pokemon Direct because I want to get your thoughts on it. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna watch it after this stream because I've been in a media blackout today and I don't know exactly what is going on. So
So
I've heard some things here and I heard some things there. And apparently, what I had heard at the time, the information was kind of combined. Like nobody knew that there was going to be a third game that was coming out next year. But the remakes
you,
of Diamond and Pearl, pass. This open world game, it looks fucking phenomenal.
do you already have a Switch or no?
No, I don't have a Switch. Sounds like I need to make an investment. So, get me at 2,000 subs and then YouTube will get there. And then, I can play the game on the internet for everybody.
So if you were to get a Switch, would you get the regular one that you could dock, or would you just get the light version, which is just a
Well,
straight up handheld?
I would absolutely get the regular one that you can dock. Why would I? The whole point, I mean, I don't know about you because you're obviously not a Pokemaniac. Anyway, the whole thing that people have been asking for ever since, gosh, technically the Super Game Boy, so you could play your Game Boy ones on your TV, was the ability to just play your Pokemon games on your TV. The closest they came to that was the spin-offs that they had for Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness, and I think there was one other one after that, but I can't fucking remember it. That's not the point. People wanted to play the regular mainline series style game on the big screen. So why would I ever want to buy a light? Because that was the first thing that I wondered. I was like, okay, they got this
So,
Switch Lite thing. Is there going to be like some HDMI port in it where you can just plug it into your TV
I'm pretty
so it'll be on a TV. Nah.
sure you can find something like that, but like I just like the Switch Lite for the price point at $200. That's not bad.
No, I mean, the price point for what you're going to do, and especially if you are mobile gaming with it a lot, like if you're using it the same way that you used any of your Game Boy products or DS products in the past, it's not going to be any different for you. And there's no point for you, especially if you're just getting it for Pokemon and you didn't care about the experience, get the fucking light.
Yeah, also they're supposed to be making a new Switch, like it's
Oh,
supposed to be called the Super Nintendo Switch, which is that's a pretty
Kaffe's taken off because apparently she's got to start her day. We've talked for too long.
okay. Have a
See
good
you
night.
later. Well, it's the middle of the day in Danish country. Oh, geekicidal tendencies. What is he trying to say here? I'll put this comment up on the screen.
Also,
Oh,
before
did
you
I
read
click
that,
on the right one?
I think so.
Go ahead.
Before you start that, they might be coming out because Nintendo likes to do the special edition Switches and stuff. They might come out with a special edition Pokemon Switch when it comes out next year. That'll fly off the shelf, so
I mean, I'm really hoping with the fact that I mean, technically it's both games because Diamond and Pearl, they're the same game. It's just slightly different because that's how Pokemon works. But the Legends Arceus is, or Arceus, God, got to get used to that because that's how they pronounced it in the fucking trailer now. Whatever. Anyway, it's all in the same region. Like, you know what a Pokemon region is, right?
yeah.
Right. So all of the games that are coming out are all in the same region. One is a remake of the game that came out in, oh gosh, I think it was 2007 or 2008. Pretty sure it was 2007. And then the new one, the Legends game, is supposed to be like a period piece style game where
That's why
you're in the past.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know exactly what the plan is with that. And the only thing that I'm worried about at the moment is if they haven't figured out the draw distance, because the draw distance on Sword and Shield is fucking horrendous. Did you ever see any videos about that?
Nah, my nephew got that game. I don't see him really playing it as much.
Okay. I mean, you know what draw distance is, so I don't have to explain it to you, but I'll explain it to anybody in the chat. The draw distance is for any object that's appearing in the overworld, you only get to see it once you get so close to an object. And the draw distance in Sword and Shield is absolute fucking shit to the point where something that is 3 times the size of you will pop up out of the middle of nowhere when you're least expecting it. And then it will come and attack you. And you didn't even know it was there because it wasn't a tiny little dot in the background that gets bigger and bigger and bigger as you get closer to it, because that's what you have to do if you're putting stuff in the overworld. It has to have a particular draw distance. Because, yeah, if I'm looking at a tree that is a kilometer away, it should be 1 pixel on the screen. But as I walk closer to it, it's got to get bigger and bigger.
So what you're saying is it's poor game design on there.
It's extremely poor game design, and something like that totally pulls you out of the experience. Like I like the 3D open world aspect to it. I don't like how it makes it feel less real. Like it looks more real. Obviously, it's still cartoonized. It looks more real, but it feels less real because of the way things are happening on the screen. When I just had a little tiny character that could move 1 square at a time in one direction at a time, couldn't even move at an angle yet, it felt more real because I was like, oh, well, this obviously isn't reality. It's just a facsimile, and I got to, put the reality into my head. So when I'm walking down Route 1 between Pallet Town and Viridian City, what am I picturing? I'm picturing what I saw in the anime in my head. Whereas I assume a lot of people out there, they're like, oh, this is what it looks like as they're looking on the screen. So if you
Right.
see something in Sword and Shield now, you go, wow, it's a billion times better. And I go, well, it's a little better because I don't have to use my imagination. But if you're going to
Right.
go that route, you got to go all the way that route. Anyway, Geekocidal Tendency said, Pokemon? The only thing I understand about it is the business side. Pikachu, I cash you.
I mean, that's a dude who gets hella money off his Pokemon cards. I'm
I
glad he got
mean,
it.
it's crazy. The fact that they can have the setup that they have, they do not make the money that the Pokemon Company brand or whatever, the IP, being the biggest one in the world of all time. It's brought in more money than anybody ever. But what percentage of that is brought in by the main series games? So we're not counting stuff like Mystery Dungeon and Pokemon Snap and shit like that. I think the total revenue is something like 12 to 15% is brought in by the games. And the games, as far as I understand it, they're the basis for everything. Like
Imagine,
you can't make the anime without the games. You can't make the manga without the games.
yeah. Now imagine if Pokemon was on all platforms.
Oh my gosh, like that is the real dream, is to get to a point where for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe you'd have to get some serious leadership changes, and they'd have to happen all at once, because it seems like the
I
people
could
at
see.
Nintendo get the lowers or the peons or whatever people they're going to promote to think the exact same way that they think. So when they
The
work up the ladder, they go, oh, this is a Nintendo product. We don't want to be giving out any type of second party or third party or any type of licensing fees to anybody else that is exclusively going to pay us. Like if you put your game, whatever game it is, on Xbox and PlayStation at the same time, you will make money off of those other platforms because of the licensing fee. Obviously,
right,
they make money off selling the game, but you get your money up front. And then I'm sure, I'm not an expert, you can figure out something in the contract that you get whatever percentage of sales after that so that it's lucrative for you. And it'll be something similar to the setup that Spider Man has with Sony and Marvel.
yeah.
Marvel makes a freaking Spider Man movie. Boom, Sony gets paid. What did Sony do? They're like, you can use our character.
The only company I see working with Nintendo, because considering what they've been doing currently, is like Xbox. I could definitely see them possibly like that be like the only case I could see them working with instead of like
No, that
PlayStation.
one would, to me, yeah, for whatever reason, like, I don't know why. Maybe it's a freaking battle for Japanese supremacy, but I
Mhm.
don't see Nintendo wanting to partner up with Sony before they would partner up with Microsoft.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know what sales numbers are like in Europe when it comes to both consoles. Like, maybe they're both on par. Maybe one is substantially ahead. I have no clue at all. I know in North America, at least on the last round, I don't know about this round, what the PlayStation was a 3-to-1 seller over the Xbox. But either
yeah,
way, you're going from, even if you just partnered with Xbox, you instantly doubled the amount of platforms the game can be played on.
yeah.
Because that's what they said. That was the biggest thing holding Sword and Shield back, was they didn't have as many Switches out there as they wanted to before the game sold. And then the game came out, and by that Christmas they were like, "Oh, we've hit our sales figures, or our projected sales figures." And I was like, "Huh, you hit your projected sales figures for the game when you knew that the console had already underperformed." And then you go back and you look at the console and you're like, "Oh, I guess they did sell a shit ton of them there in a month and a half. Whoops." Like, people were going and buying that shit like crazy. Like they weren't going to be for sale next week.
Because, like, I think about it, like, putting Pokemon on an Xbox platform, then you put that Pokemon game on Game Pass or something like that, that should just, that'd be crazy.
I know. It was, I when I was scrolling through YouTube earlier, I don't remember if I was just on the home thing or if I was in the subscription area. I got to Odin's movie blog and he had a poll up, and it was just pick one. Very simple question. And it said physical media or social media, digital media. Nobody picked social media over that. Anyway, I I went with physical media. I was like, yeah, I'd always prefer to have the disc. I would always prefer to have some thing that I can hold on to, plug in, and let it work. And I don't have to worry about if somebody fucks something up in the cloud and now I magically can't play my game anymore. So, what do you think that this poll came out to percentage wise for physical versus digital?
I would say, it'd probably be even.
That's what I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh, like at most, and I didn't know which way it was going to go. I was like, at most 60-40.
If you because if you just factor in what's going on now, it's just how everything is moving more digital than compared to when the Xbox One first launched and nobody was like, oh, DRM, oh, we're not fucking with that, blah blah blah. And look at where we're at now. Just more people
Right.
are in digital than ever.
So that's what I was thinking. I was like, it's going to be 50-50, even knowing that Odin is all about physical media. Like, he wants to be buying as many 4Ks, Blu-rays, shit. If they only have DVD, that's what he'll take. He wants the physical library so that he is in control of it. So I totally understand that. But I still figured, I was like, you got 1,000 or 2,000 people that are going to vote on this. It's got to be pretty close to 50-50. It was 80-20 for physical.
Wow.
And all I could think, I was like, I feel like a lot of people are picking physical, but when it comes down to it, they're buying digital because they sit at home and they go, oh, this is for sale. Do I want to wait for it to show up in the mail? Do I want to get up and go to whatever local store I need to go to buy it? Or can I just buy it digitally, usually for just a hair less? The physical costs a hair more now, whatever. It doesn't make a difference to me. And they go, yeah, I want to watch it now, so purchase. And I was like, you're not helping you want more physical media by buying more digital media, people. That doesn't help the problem. If unless you don't think it's a problem. I think that it's a problem.
It's definitely going to get to a point like it's inevitable that physical media will go away and everything will just be digital stuff. It's inevitable, but just like how you rarely can't really find physical albums. Everything is on Spotify and Apple Music and stuff like.
Right. I mean, and I would have no problem with everything being digital if we already had the satellite system in place so that everybody around the world has 5G and we're all running at the same speed. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Because then, oh, wow, no lag ever. Imagine playing any video game that you've ever played through history on the internet, and now there'll be zero lag.
And going back to Xbox with their whole X Cloud, like cloud gaming and stuff. Also, the reason why they bought Bethesda or ZeniMax or whatever, the people that made like Skyrim and Fallout and all that stuff, they were actually they actually have this technology that is uh that has to do with cloud gaming and stuff like a better, that's also why they purchased that. So they're going to use that over time. That will definitely get better. I think out of all the different cloud gaming platforms that are out now, Xbox has definitely done it the best. Like Google literally gave up before they even started. Uh, I don't know what Amazon's going to do, but that's still a big player. Uh, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. But the cool thing about it is you can download these movies and stuff offline. You can watch them offline, and stuff like that too. So.
Okay. Geekicidal tendencies is taken off, and for whatever reason, his long comment here isn't showing up for me to be able to click on it. So I'll just read it. He says, good night, my Geekicidal chat fam. My chatterbait girlfriend needs me. Like I'm the only guy paying her rent. But she has boobies and calls me her dirty daddy. And PB won't. Yes, I've asked him to. When that, first of all, you are correct. That is not going to happen. Not now, not ever, until you start paying my rent. Like, get it together. I didn't realize that I was here for everybody like that. Crikey, mate. Like you've been here
But
for a while, Geek. I didn't know you felt that way.
yeah, have a good night, geek. Get you some rest. But even with movie theaters, I think I love the movie theaters. But I feel like that's going to change in some way, somehow, some way. I think it'll always be here, but I think what we're seeing, what HBO Max is doing and stuff like that, we'll start to see more of that, like hybrid release type thing. You know,
See, I can 100% get on board with that because I wish that I would have went to the theater to watch Wonder Woman 84. No, it wasn't the greatest movie I ever saw. It wasn't as good as the first one. But was it this terrible movie that everybody is trying to drag through the mud? I,
I mean,
I
like
don't see I don't see it.
Have they seen BVS?
That's what I'm saying. Like, just compare it to any of its own contemporaries. And I'd listened to a handful of reviews about it, and I went, wait a second, wait a second. I watched the movie, and you're saying that this is what happened or that there was no solution to this problem, and they quite obviously told you the solution. Did you walk out of the room while you were watching it because you could? And you're like, oh, I got bored with this part. I got to go get a drink. I got to go take a piss. I got to get some chips. Like, what
Yeah,
the
I
fuck
think.
happened that you just missed some of the movie?
Yeah, I like the ask like what they were going for, and I don't think a lot of people understood it, like what Patty Jenkins was going for. Because obviously it's the '80s, they have to be cheesy and stuff and whatnot. I think that's what turned a lot of people off. But I just like that they kind of humanized Diana in that movie. Like you saw her flaws and everything, and what's her weakness and stuff and whatnot. And
No, and
it was
then
definitely a more of
people
a fan.
saying that I know one big problem that everyone has. They're like, well, how do the wishes work? And I was like, what do you mean, how do the wishes work? And they're like, well, Kristen Wiig got two wishes. And I was like, wait a second, what do you mean she got two wishes? Because I saw her actively get the first one. I saw her hold the stone, make the wish, and then the very next day, it had come true already. But when she wishes to be an apex predator, you don't see her holding the stone. She's not touching Pedro Pascal at all. They talk
Right,
about it ambiguously, and then the next time you see her, she's a cheetah. So, as far as I'm concerned, somebody else made the fucking wish. That's what he was going around doing. He's just finding random people and going, hey, did you make a wish? Hey, did you make a wish? Did you make a wish? I need this to happen. Make this wish. Like, he was literally going around and doing that, but there's no solution as to how she could have a second wish come true for her. I was like,
And
okay, whatever.
I think that'll be more explained in Wonder Woman 3 because she's obviously going to be in that one. So.
And then I guess the second biggest problem that I remember everybody talking about, and by everybody, I mean just a handful of people that I watched, but I assume from reading comments, because other people are going, yeah, that was dumb. The physical things that happen in the movie that are just like poof magic, like when they're at whatever country in either Africa or Arabia or wherever it was, I don't remember, and the wall pops up out of nowhere and they're like, oh, where did this wall come from? Like, how did it get there? And then at the end of the movie it just magically disappears, and I was like, yeah, we're literally working with a magical object here, people. Were we supposed to go around to all 7 billion people on the planet and be like, okay, did you see what happened? What are your thoughts? Like, there was no resolution like that at the end of the movie for them to go around just asking random people, hey, we know that your life got turned upside down, but how do you feel about it now that Wonder Woman fixed everything?
I thought you were going to break the whole Steve Trevor, taking the dude's body complaint. That
nobody cares about somebody that got to have sex with Wonder Woman.
Right. I was like, would you complain if that was you?
Like, the only thing, okay, yeah, I know everybody was so upset about it. And I was like, yeah, I would be upset too, because you don't get to remember it.
Right.
Like, you're being up all these, because I thought that's what was happening. I didn't think that it was anything real at first. I thought, oh, this is one of those, one person got upset on Twitter, or one person made an article at comicbook.com or something talking about this alleged rape. And now all of these videos and thumbnails that I'm seeing are going to be mocking it, is what I thought was going to happen. When in reality, none of them are mocking it. And I was like, oh, geez. Oh, Jayne Davis, are we spoiling Wonder Woman now? Did we spoil it?
Have you not watched the movie already?
I mean, it's quite possible that she hasn't watched the movie yet.
Well, if you could just, you could just, stop the heavy spoilers.
I mean, I don't think that we said anything that you didn't see in the trailer. Like, you see in the trailer that Kristen Wiig becomes Cheetah. It's not like a surprise or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that I gave anything away. I mean, I don't like the guy being on the internet spoiling stuff for people, especially when it's not like we have a massive group of people here and they're like, yeah, talk about the movie. What are your thoughts about it? Like, we're just sitting here rambling, talking about essentially nothing. So, yeah, I mean, if she ain't seen the movie before, we ain't got to go into frickin' spoilers.
Right.
She said, not yet. Not yet. I'm behind on everything. I don't get to be mad. I didn't watch the trailer. Oh, geez. She didn't even watch the trailer. I spoiled everything. I spoiled it all.
Fuck. By the time you watch that movie, you completely forget this conversation ever happened anyway. So,
I mean, that's true. And I don't know. I guess I'd have to rewatch the first one to remember exactly how much comedy is in it, because I remember there being a fair bit of comedy. Like, there's more comedy in Wonder Woman than there is of Man of Steel or BVS. And I mean, there's a reason for that. Somebody doesn't know how to do comedy.
Yeah, it's just like in the original Wonder Woman, it's World War One, so it's like it was a more serious tone. Where 84, it's obviously paying homage to the '80s, that cheesy, quirky type of action and all that stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question, which I don't
Mm-hmm.
think is a spoiler for the movie because it doesn't really have anything to do with it. When you were sitting there watching it, because I've heard a lot of people say, well, I couldn't even tell. I had no idea. Every scene that you watched, could you tell that they were in the 80s by either what they were wearing or how the scenes were decorated around them?
Yeah,
So could I. I couldn't, like, as soon as I got done watching it, that was the one thing that stuck in my head the most. I was like, wow, this movie definitely took place during the 80s, regardless of the people that other people are supposed to be representing, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all you have to do is turn it on, watch it for 2 minutes, and you'd be like, huh, they make this in the 80s?
have you seen Stranger Things?
No, I'm behind on everything.
I'm about to say because they have a mall, and it looks just like the same mall from Stranger Things. I don't know if it's like the same
I
location.
mean, do we know if it is the same mall? Because that would be cool.
Mm, I don't know. It's a
I
little
mean, it wouldn't
thing out.
surprise me. A lot
They all
of, I shouldn't say Hollywood studios, but anybody really making a movie, if they can find a set that works for a time period, a lot
mhm,
of people go back to that and they
yeah.
just use different parts here, different parts there, so it doesn't look like you're in the exact same location. Like, hey, we'll use a different angle here, we'll use a different angle here. If somebody has some iconic shot standing in front of the Dunkin' Donuts in the freaking mall, we'll make sure we
I,
don't do that.
I think overall though with Wonder Woman '84, I think a lot of people just hate it just because it's DC and it's
Oh,
not Marvel.
you think that that one fell victim to the random DC hate?
Mostly, I think it's definitely mostly. So it's like, 'cause it's like, how could you call this a terrible movie when Marvel's definitely made a few of these type of movies?
I mean, Marvel has made, I don't know if we're talking just MCU now, not all the Marvel movies, just MCU. They've made at minimum a handful of movies, and it's probably a lot more than that are worse than this particular one. Because, yeah, the first Wonder Woman, I could put right at the top of the heap of both of them. I'd be like, yep, easily. Because how many freaking DCEU movies are there? 7?
Something like that. Which is
Something
like,
like that.
it's not a bad number, you know, because they're still young into their universe, so they kind of have the
Right.
advantage.
No, it's not a bad number. So we'll just round it off easily and say that there's 30 movies total between the two of them. And the first Wonder Woman is easily in the top 10. Like
Yeah,
if you can't fit that movie into your top 10 of comic book movies out of this list of 30, because then we're excluding all of the Dark Knight, we're excluding Spider-Man, we're excluding X-Men. Don't worry about those. Just look at these 30 films. You can't fit Wonder Woman into the top 10? I don't know what the hell we're watching. Good morning, Margot. I'm glad you could join us.
yeah.
See, okay, I have this
Marvel.
exact same thought that Janie has. She said, I enjoyed Suicide Squad, but it wasn't a good movie. That's
Yeah,
exactly where I am with that movie. I was like, wow, I sat through this whole thing, and overall, I thought that it was a better movie than Batman vs. Superman. It's
yeah.
definitely a better movie
And
than Justice League, but it's not a good movie. But
yeah, I
I
think
like the
when
movie.
I think when we look back at a lot of these movies 10 years from now, a lot of them aren't going to age well. Even a lot of the MCU movies that were considered good.
Like I know that your boy was playing the greatest Joker of all time in Suicide Squad, But you gotta admit that that movie gets a lot of hate exclusively for one character that's in it for what, 4 minutes total?
Like 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot, but holy shit, if it does, I mean, it stuck with me, and I went, oh man,
Yeah,
why,
that's
why?
the same Joker you're gonna get in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah, he laughs exactly the same.
Okay, you think that he's gonna let him laugh though?
He laughs like if you see the most recent. Go look at the Steppenwolf and Darkseid trailer. You hear the Joker's laugh. He's like ah ah. Like he does that little cackle thing, whatever the fuck he's doing.
Okay,
He laughs
okay.
exactly.
I don't have a problem with Jared Leto. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I like Jared Leto. He seems like he's a pretty good guy, and he seems like he's a damn good actor. But for whatever reason, his Joker does not sit well with me. And I'm
After
sure it's because I'm comparing him to the one that came before. But then it still didn't sit well with me when I compared it to the one that came after. And technically, he was only Joker for what, 30 seconds of his own film?
all right, but I think it mostly has to do with the direction, like the director in that case, because I feel like David
Oh,
Ayer,
absolutely.
because
With
I
the
don't feel like
amount of talent that he had, like talk about a character and an actor when you heard, oh, Jared Leto's going to be the Joker. Did you go, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. That's never going to work out. There's no way he could play the Joker. I'm never going to see Jared
like,
Leto
yo,
as the Joker.
that's a great choice. Even when I saw the first
Great
pic-
choice.
when I saw the first picture, everybody was going crazy. It was like, oh, that's not the Joker. I was like, that looks like a Joker. He looks fucking deranged as the Joker should
No,
look.
right,
I can
exactly. He's a
and I
great
understand.
Joker if you
I understand
just get
people
him in
don't like.
pictures.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't. I understand that people don't like the tattoos and everything, even though like they're going with his kind of first appearance as he was more of a gangster than what we know him as now. Like when he first arrives in the comics, he's just like a regular like street dude, whatever the fuck. But my thing is like with Jared Leto is yeah, it's just the direction. It's just like I don't think David Ayer they allowed him to just be himself. Have you seen the little things,
The
the
what?
Den- the little things Denzel movie?
No, I have not. Is
If you
he,
watch that,
oh, what does he do? What does he do in that movie? Isn't one of them crippled or something like that?
no, 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 no. But Jared Leto's in there. He kind of plays a fucking creep. And if you watch that movie, I was like, yo, that's the Joker right there. Why couldn't we get that? He's just mad calm, but he's also like very methodical and stuff like that, and he gets into people's heads. I was like, that's the Joker. What happened?
Okay.
Like, but it is what it is. I just think I think after this Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad, the Justice League, whatever. I don't think we should see the Joker until the Robert Pattinson's third Batman movie, which would be like probably like 10 years from now, or
Yeah, it
like at
needs to be somebody else that isn't connected to anything. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be if they want to bring back Joaquin Phoenix. I'm not opposed to that because that could definitely work if you have an older Joker and then what? How freaking old is Robert Pattinson going to be in a decade? He's going to be pushing 40, right?
yeah, he's like 33 now.
Oh, so he'll be over 40. So he'll still be good to go. He'll be fine. From everything that I've seen so far, looks like fucking Batman to me.
Right.
But yeah, the Joker, he needs a little time off. He got his own movie. He made $1 billion. We don't need to see another Joker character for a while. So I like that. Waiting
Yeah,
to have him be the climax of that trilogy, that'd be good.
yeah, because like tease him throughout the first movie, like let you know his presence is there in Gotham, like he does exist, but sprinkle out throughout, and then probably by movie two, that's where you really like uh tease him coming into like the last movie or something like that, like he's pulling the strings throughout each
So
three movies.
do you want it teased outright the way that they teased it outright at the end of Batman Begins, or do you want it teased subtly? Because the way that I would tease it subtly is to
Yeah,
just have random things happen. Stuff
yeah,
that you
like
wouldn't expect, and it affects everybody all the time because chaos.
like take the dude that Batman beat up in the trailer. Like that could be one of Joker's peoples and stuff like the part of his gang. Like you could just do it as little as that, and then like you'll have him slightly like messing with Batman while he's trying to figure something out from the Riddler or something like that. Like he'll try to like derail him or something like that.
It'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, sprinkle, and then, now you're doing some heavy seasoning. And then by the time you hit the end of the second movie, it's like, boom, this is who we actually have to go after because what we've been doing for the last two movies, yeah, we've stopped the, villain that we went after, but we're not solving the problem.
But also, shout out to Black Guru because he's always talked about this a lot about how DC should just like build their universe around their villains and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I could see that kind of working. That's completely different from Marvel, and they got the more interesting villains and stuff. Like introduce the villains, introduce your heroes to these villain stories and stuff like that. That'd be pretty. That'd be pretty different.
I mean, talk about doing the exact same thing and building from a completely opposite base. I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Yeah, that'd
Because,
be
like
pretty
you
interesting.
said, like they have the list of villains on their side that have name recognition. What villains on the Marvel side have name recognition?
Especially,
One that
especially with
technically it's one that they don't even use yet. If we're talking MCU, the only villain that I think that has name recognition is Magneto. If we're talking about regular general society.
yeah, because that's another flaw of the MCU. Like we have 20 plus movies, and how many villains are really like notable like that besides like Thanos, Killmonger, and Zemo?
No, right. You were supposed to, I mean, I thought the iconic villains were going to be the Avenger villains. Well, one of them turned into a fucking good guy. So what kind of villain is that? And granted, he's not always good, but he's not Thanos bad. And then the one in the middle, everybody's just clowning on him because they're like, wait a second, you turn this evil maniacal robot into a jokester? Why? Why did you do that to us? And I was like, well, I guess you can't win them all, can you?
I still like, I still like Ultron for what he is. But I can understand why people's like, yeah,
No,
like,
I've no, I understand why people don't like him. And I was like, wait a second. Okay. You, whoever you are, and usually it's a comic book person, you don't like it because you read some comic book back in the day that said this is exactly how this character acts. And for
and
whatever
PB
reason, go ahead.
and PB like, and that's the thing. Like, I don't understand why people get upset about these comic book movies. None of these comic book movies have ever been like the comic book. Have never been comic book accurate, like at all.
Right, like from what I'm told, also not being an expert, Watchmen is the most comic book accurate because he literally takes frames from the comic book and brings them to life. But guess
Right.
what he does in between that? A bunch of fucking shit that was never in any fucking comic book ever because that's what you have to do in a fucking movie, which means that every fucking movie that's ever been made about any of the characters that you love, hate, or are indifferent to is in an alternate universe to whatever fucking comic book you read. I'm sorry, nerds, but that's how comic books work, especially when it comes to movies and TV shows.
And going back to Warner Brothers and stuff, like I feel like with Warner Brothers, the easy way to fix their issue is just stop being reactionary. Just do what y'all are known for doing. Make good movies.
Right,
Make
just make a plan and go through with it. Because
yeah.
as far as I know, the only reactionary film that worked out for anybody was Civil War. They were like, oh, they're doing Batman versus Superman. Well, we can move some stuff around here and capitalize off of their stupid bullshit. And
Mm-hmm.
fucking A if they didn't. $1.5 billion or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not entirely sure, but it might be the biggest movie outside of any of the Avengers ones, but don't quote me.
Yeah,
It's
that's all they
close.
need to do is just like let the directors and creators do what they want, get out of their way. You know what I'm saying? Just
Well, yeah, let them do what they want, just like this
oversee
comment.
oversee it, of course, like that's your job, but let them have the creative freedom that they want. Not to like don't let them go crazy like Zack Snyder and just completely fuck up your universe before you even start. But I think
Jayne Davis said that Venom proved that you don't need the hero to make the money.
even Joker proved that too.
So I'm saying there are zero. I mean, I guess in Venom, a lot of people would look at him as what, an anti-hero, like Deadpool, where
Somewhat,
he's
yeah.
not necessarily evil, he's not good, definitely not good, but he's not going around like frickin' Thanos or Lex Luthor just trying to commit evil with some dastardly scheme. So, I mean, it would be interesting to see an actual full villain movie. I
I
mean,
would,
I don't know if we ever get one of those.
I would like to actually see a more original comic book universe, or just you can use that formula. And
Well,
of course, I got to bring this up again. Attack on Titan, where there is no good or bad. Just it's all based on like how you see it or your perception of or perspective of that character.
well, that's what happened in Infinity War and Endgame. They killed the good guy. He's just trying to save the universe.
Yeah, it could do like you could do that. So
I mean, I still should make that video because Janie brought up Galactus. I don't know why she brought up Galactus. I'm guessing because he's a villain and we were talking about villains, but I still have that theory that Thanos was doing something to prevent something worse other than just universal frickin' what, drought and famine and death and destruction through time. Like, why go around poofing people out if they're just going to poof out slowly? Seems
and
like a whole lot of effort.
I know some people have issues with Thanos' motives. I was like, but that's most villains. Like, no villains' ideals are really like are gonna line up with yours. It's their motives. Like, it's always, oh, I want to take over the world because I want power, or I want this, or I want that. It's always pretty simple, you know. But in Thanos' case, is like he just wanted to create balance, and if that means wiping out half of existence, then so be it.
Right. And Janie said the comics aren't even comic book accurate anymore. So
But
many different continuities.
and,
Exactly.
and
They're like
I think
definitive Superman here, except he wasn't like that in this run of comic books. So what?
and this is what's going to be the issue with comic book movies. They're going to end up just like the comics, where they're just repeating the same thing over and over and over again, instead of going and
Oh, I'm gonna be real disappointed with. I mean, I don't know how many freaking individual comic book stories there are, because obviously you can't just take an individual book and make an entire movie out of it. They take the series of books, like the Infinity Gauntlet saga is what got turned into Infinity War. That's not just one book, it's a few books in order to tell the story.
Yeah,
So if you
like
got so many of those out there, why in the fuck are we going to get a remake of The Dark Knight, a remake of Batman vs Superman? Granted, I would like a better Batman vs Superman, but fuck, I don't need more remakes, especially when you can see more stories that you've never seen before.
yeah, it's just like my thing is, it's like when I look at it, like from like looking at the MCU, it's all dope that they're making these connected properties, connected TV shows, movies, but it's just like, where's their end game, or do they even have an end game? And it's gonna eventually just reset, and they're just gonna have, but they're just gonna have all their characters inside of it. They're gonna do the Infinity Saga again in a different way.
Well, here we'll make this one the last comment of the night before we wrap up, because well, we've been going for over 2 hours, so I feel like that's long enough.
Yeah.
Janie said, at least Thanos didn't do it because he had a boner for death.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would have been kind of
I
better.
assume everybody knows that one by now, because I don't know, I probably read 3, 4, 5 stories about how in the original story he's going around just killing people to try and get this angel called Death just to look his way. And I was like, huh, that
So
doesn't
you
seem like the way to
people,
go about it, but okay.
so people would rather that generic shit than what happened in the movies, where he's just like, you know what, I'm moving by my own accord, like by my own experiences. Like I'm doing
I
this
mean,
because I'm trying
I
to
mean,
stop.
I'm sure that's what the frickin' comic book nerds out there would want. They're like, oh, it's not like the comic book. They didn't even have death in the frickin' movie. How is this supposed to be like Infinity War or the Gauntlet Saga? He doesn't even have the same motivations. And I was like, wait a second, he doesn't have the same motivations? So you don't know what's going to happen? How terrible for you. Fucking A, why do, like, okay, you read a novel like Harry Potter, right? Have you read the book Perp? Just the
No,
first one? You've never
no.
read any of the books?
I you actually, yeah, I did read the first one. I think the first two. I think in my book, my Harry Potter book club, whatever, back in third grade. I don't
Okay.
remember.
So you read the book and then you go, oh, that was really cool. It'd be interesting to see them make that into a movie. Did you not?
Of course, like yeah, I grew
Course
up
I
with them.
did. I was like, oh man, we're getting to the point where CGI doesn't make everything look like a sci-fi movie monster. So things are going to look nice and crisp. And it's not like even in the first book, there's an overabundance of CGI stuff going on. Like I can imagine the stuff that was going to have to be CGI and not have to be CGI. I don't know exactly how they make a giant, like I
Also,
assume it's just a regular person, and they do some, movie magic behind the scenes. He doesn't have any CGI on him.
that was a big deal too. Like when the first movie came out, and just looking at the special effects, I was like, damn, like they were pretty clean for that time. Obviously it's kind of
Right. I
dated.
mean, it's not like they don't have active stuff happening. Like you knew it was going to have to be CGI when they were playing Quidditch. That wasn't going
Mhm.
to be real. It
Right.
was never going to be real. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all. That's all I got to talk about, at least for now. I mean, I'm sure I have a billion other things that I could say, and I could frickin' stay on here all day. But then I'll run out of free StreamYard hours, right?
Yeah,
Fucking StreamYard, quack quack.
I got the $10 a month plan.
Yeah, I'll get that $10 a month plan as soon as it's paying for itself. So as soon as YouTube is footing that bill, I'll be on that $10 a month plan. Because then what? You get unlimited hours through the StreamYard.
Still got a watermark, which is fucking stupid. But
Nah, I can deal with the watermark as long as they're not restricting my hours. Then I can just stream 24/7, 1 day a week.
yeah, I was pissed when I was just like, oh, cool, $10 a month. That's all. I was like, it still has a goddamn watermark. You want me to pay another extra $10 to get the watermark off?
Oh my God, $10 for just a watermark. Yeah, that ain't fucking happening.
Mm.
You know what else ain't happening? The continuation of this live stream, because we've reached the end of it, and I never know how to end these things. I'm not as slick as General Zod with some stupid fucking slogan telling the people in the chat and on the panel to kneel before me. Unbelievable,
No,
guy.
all you have to do is say, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend and you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for enjoying the show.
Oh, what a professional line that is. So
Yeah.
I'll say to what Purp said, ditto. Does that work?
Yeah.
I feel like that should work. That should work. And now we can just hit the end button and get the hell out of here. Thanks for coming, everybody.